with Stevie. This is where we met Dan. So we have Dan and Stevie on board today. We're here to learn about what the call was about, the amazing technology called Redox signaling molecules. So Stevie is a global leader. He's got amazing passion for people and helping share people's lives. And his presentation today is one of the best that I've ever seen in the company. So make sure you stick around if you really want to learn about what a redox signaling molecule is and how this is going to change your life. We also have the very, very famous Dan Doyle. I don't know why I've got a croaky voice today, Dan. Too much talking, sharing redox.
Helping too many people, but that can't be the case. Can't help enough.
Maybe, that's right. So Dan is obviously very, very famous in the ASEA world. It's as a result of him and his passion and his life story that thousands and thousands and thousands of people across the world have had their lives changed. So we are very lucky today to have both Stevie and Dan to share with us what a redox signaling molecule is. So Stevie, I'll hand it over to you to get started so we can hear what this is and how this is going to help us.
Great. Excellent. Can you hear me and see me?
I can.
Oh, great. Awesome. Well, thank you very much. Yeah, like I said before, I'm so grateful for that Zoom. That was amazing to hear all of the things that people were grateful for and their stories and where they came from. That was absolutely phenomenal. And I'm grateful for you, Alissa. You're a great health practitioner and an inspirational entrepreneur. I know you don't just have one health clinic. You have several, still building another big grand one. And also you're a really good friend too. I appreciate you. And so thank you very much for having me here and looking after me. And I can't wait to hear from my best bud today, my best mate, an Aussie living in Hawaii, but I'll let him tell you this story. I'm very grateful to be here. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for spending this time with me. Let me just share my screen here really quick. All right. Beautiful. All right. Why isn't my screen working? Here we go. All right, excellent. Hi, so yeah, as Alissa said, this is Stevie Aquilina. I hope you're doing well. Thank you very much for spending this time with me. My family and I live in Australia. Originally, we are from Sydney, but now we live on the Gold Coast, which was a dream come true when we could make that happen. We're minutes from beautiful beaches, mountains, rainforests, coastal cities, theme parks. We love it. Love it, love it, love it. I'm blessed, really, with a life, income, and time and freedom. It allows me to really enjoy a great lifestyle with my family. That has also taken me to parts of the world that once upon a time just way too far out of my reach. But the good vibes and the good times, they've not always been the case, let me tell you that. But we're very grateful to be where we are today. All right, so just a bit about me very quickly. I was a difficult child to parent in school. I never made the grades. I was often told I was stupid and useless. I guess when you're told something often enough, especially when you're young and impressionable enough, you probably start to believe it. I later became a teenage runaway and a high school dropout. And with that kind of thinking, I walked myself way off track on life's journey throughout my teens and 20s. I had more than 20 different jobs in less that time. And for a decade, I was a very dumb but very good looking bouncer on what used to be the most popular nightclubs in Sydney. But really, I wanted to be more. I really wanted to give more, actually. I had very big dreams, but very little self-esteem. Physically, I've always been athletic, mainly in martial arts, but back then I had health troubles, autoimmune disorder, inflammatory issues, severe skin, respiratory, and gut conditions. Most of my life, really bad injuries too. Financially, oh man, I got myself stuck in go nowhere jobs with hopes going nowhere, no prospects, no financial security, no financial dignity. Being behind, I'd had the phone, electricity and gas cut off, not able to run my car on anything more than petrol fumes. I've not been able to make the rent. I've been evicted. I mean, no financial dignity. I always believed in possibilities, but doubted my potential. I was trapped, feeling unfulfilled, unhappy, frustrated because I wasn't able to be who I wanted to be. But something very fortunate happened. A couple of things, actually. First, I met the girl of my dreams. And right then and there, I was motivated more than ever before to become more. She believed in me, especially when I couldn't. And I guess when you're told something often enough, right? And second, something very major happened. I was introduced to this company's life-changing breakthrough, opportunity, and training. Company leaders are extremely successful people. You're going to hear from one of them today. And they believed in me too and taught me how to believe and become more. And so today, because of that, instead of having health and wealth problems, I solve them because of this life-changing breakthrough. And instead of financial insecurity and indignity, I have security and dignity because of this life-changing opportunity. And instead of feeling trapped, unfulfilled, unhappy, frustrated, I now have more, with the ability to believe and become more, because this company's training has shown me a life-changing, better way. And now I want nothing more than to better people's lives in at least one of these life-changing ways too. And so first, what I'll be sharing with you is the most significant health and life science breakthrough of our lifetime. Medical experts say this is a very big breakthrough, greater than the discoveries of DNA or penicillin. For 2 decades, science had declared this was impossible. This is a breakthrough with enormous potential, proven by renowned universities and world-leading laboratory medical studies. This is a very advanced breakthrough, 15 years ahead of its time. Any health goals or challenges you're thinking of, remarkable results. And drug companies wanted it shut down. More about that a little later. Before I tell you what this is, let's be clear about what this is not, because this is nothing like anything else you've ever seen before. What we'll be talking about goes well beyond drugs or nutrition, well beyond any type of ingredients or technology you already know about, because what I'm about to show you is an entirely new frontier in science that is truly groundbreaking and a category-creating healthcare breakthrough. The Alissa Redox cell signaling technology is a drink that contains active redox signaling molecules. What are those? Redox signaling molecules are made by your cells, so they are native to your body. That means they're in your body. They are your cellular messengers that affect your cell-to-cell communication and your genetic expression in a positive way. Redox signaling is a remarkable process because it is the actual process that empowers your body to heal itself by allowing your cells to know how to protect healthy cells, repair unhealthy cells, and replace damaged cells. Redox signaling molecules also activate your body's immune system to protect against bacteria, viruses, and infection. Redox signaling is what keeps cells functioning and healing at optimal levels. Why is this so important? Because we're all made of cells. We live and die at the cellular level. Healthy cells means a healthy body and a healthy life. Redox signaling molecules are the keys to life. They are essential for the activation and function of our normal physiology. All of our major body systems, biochemical and physiological, critically depend on redox signaling. Critically, because if all of your cells were to suddenly stop making redox signaling molecules right now, you wouldn't live longer than just a few more seconds. Without your redox signaling molecules, life ends. So if our body already makes redox signaling molecules, why do we need to give our bodies more? Well, when we're born, we do make an abundance of redox signaling molecules. That's generally why children have so much energy, how they can run around all day and not wake up sore the next, how they can bounce back so quickly from an injury or illness. However, as we age, along with stress, poor diet choices, toxins, and lots of other environmental assaults, our cells break down. Our body's ability to make redox molecules breaks down too, declines daily. Without as many redox signaling molecules giving clear cell signals, our whole cellular protection and healing process becomes slow. Our cells break down even more, and so does our health, wellness, youth, and vitality. Alissa takes science seriously and is highly committed to ongoing research with renowned universities, world-leading laboratories, allowing these outside and independently reviewed studies to prove the potential of redox signaling supplements by Alissa, demonstrating the safety and efficacy of the Alissa Redox products, certifying them as safe and effective in every body. And Alissa is within a very real and significant space of science. Redox is based in Nobel Prize winning research. The first Nobel Prize was awarded to these 3 professors back in 1998 for the first discovery of redox signaling molecules. There have now since been multiple Nobel Prizes awarded for research in this field. If you went along to pubmed.gov, which is where all peer-reviewed medical studies are published, and you typed in redox signaling, you would see well over 33,000 results. There are more than 1,500 medical textbooks that have been published on redox signaling, and this slide will already be out of date with around 150 studies coming out almost every single month. And so according to medical researchers, as also reported in the Huffington Post, redox signaling is one of the fastest emerging fields in science that will shape all of our lives in the coming years. There are now multiple universities who've received tens of millions of dollars in grants to open up Redox research centers. There are now global medical conferences and congresses being held about Redox. Medical doctors are specializing in Redox, with one such professor, a doctor at Harvard Medical School, who has a PhD and title that includes Director of Redox Medicine. And Alissa, already light years ahead. Alissa Redox users enjoy cell signaling benefits, which translates to health at its most foundational level. Here's just one example. Alissa Redox has been scientifically tested and shown to signal the activation of genetic pathways and affect genes that improve immune system health, help maintain a healthy inflammatory response, help maintain cardiovascular health and support arterial elasticity, improve gut health and digestive enzyme production, modulate hormone balance to support vitality and wellness. These genes are key in the health of every individual. They play a vital role, not just in the 5 mentioned human health areas, but also in dozens of additional genetic pathways. Moreover, Alissa Redox has also been scientifically tested and shown to enhance your body's own production and efficiency of antioxidants by up to 800%. Further studies show that Alissa lowers oxidative stress. The head professor of this university study saying that one of the most important effects of Alissa on disease risk factors is its ability to reduce oxidative stress. Significant because all degenerative health conditions are caused by oxidative stress. And from rigorous toxicology studies, Alissa is proven to be 100% safe, 0% toxicity. Why? Because redox signaling molecules are native to your body. They're already in you. Your body already makes them. It's just that now your body can't make as much of them as it used to when it was younger and or healthier. And so if you have health challenges, or if you have people that you care about who do, if you have a wish that you could look, live and feel young again, if you have the very good sense for protecting your health because you don't want to become old and you don't want to become unwell, if you have a goal of having higher levels of human performance, better in your sport, bigger and stronger in the gym, any health goal you can think of, Redox users and medical doctors are seeing just remarkable results. But you don't need to take my word for it. Let's hear from some medical doctors and what they have to say.
Redox signaling molecules are like the DNA whisperer. They signal cells to be healthy. And because of age, because of medications, because of toxicity in the environment, you lose your ability to make the redox signaling molecules. So having them with Alissa simply replenishes what your body is doing natively when you were young. You know, I've been in the business for 40 years, and this is the first time that I've ever heard about the redox signaling molecules, which to me is a breakthrough of the 21st century, akin to the electric light bulb in the 20th century and maybe even the discovery of penicillin. Because your body is a redox signaling program, and to be able to replenish it on a day-to-day basis, internally and externally, is not just a breakthrough, it's a game changer.
Health is something we have to earn. What can I do to get to the root of things and really prevent problems from happening? Is it possible? And the answer is yes.
You know, I think most people don't actually really consider their health until it's gone. So it's the choices that we make today that are going to determine the level of our wellness and our health and our healthy longevity tomorrow.
We want to keep people healthy. We don't want to see that deterioration. The whole process of the anti-aging and regenerative medicine that I'm so passionate about is on the premise that we can maintain energy, we can maintain health.
So prevention is key, but people need to value it. People need to understand what it is and take responsibility.
Inside every cell in your body, you're constantly producing negative and positive molecules called oxidants and reductants. And the contraction of that name is redox.
So with these molecules, we're amping up that communication. We're helping that cell signal.
Without these cell signaling molecules, we simply wouldn't do the gene replication that we need, the DNA sequencing that we need. These redox signaling molecules interact throughout the body with every cell that we know.
Every cell in our body needs these molecules for communication purposes. The more balanced they are, the more abundant they are, the healthier we are.
Alissa actually has the combination of the oxidants and the reductants that the body makes. So all we're doing with Alissa is enhancing what the body is already doing.
Having a product, a technology that's native to the body, The body doesn't have to worry about detoxifying it because it knows exactly what to do with redox molecules. It's one of, if not the safest recommendation I ever make to a patient.
They found a way to stabilize them outside the body. And you can actually put them back into bodies that are deficient in those molecules. That's a game changer.
To have something that at its molecular level is native to the body is nothing short of a breakthrough.
This is something that's foundational for health, for every cell. It affects every cell in our body. And not just the cells, but the very DNA within those cells. You know, we talk about the discovery of DNA as being a huge breakthrough, the discovery of penicillin. Yes, these were absolutely huge discoveries. But now we have something that actually goes even deeper.
This is where the future lies. And this is why redox chemistry and supplements that employ this are so powerful.
They literally turn on and turn off, signal every single process in every living cell. And to be able to stabilize a product that allows us to replenish that is just a phenomenal breakthrough.
This has the capability to change the landscape of the healthcare system as we know it.
Now that we've spoken about cellular health from the inside out, let's show you what's possible from the outside in. And that's made possible by Allissa's topical versions of Redox technology, Renew 28 Redox Gel, and our intensive redox serum. These redox technologies are supported and enhanced by their complementary all-natural ingredients products, our gentle refining cleanser, and our ultra replenishing moisturizer. But a picture is worth 1,000 words. So let's just show you what our redox technologies are worth with these amazing health, anti-aging, and age-reversing results. Lines and wrinkles are smoothed out. Elasticity comes back to the skin. Skin blemishes and spots, inflammations, irritations, aggravations, other signs of poor health to the skin, being renewed, being rejuvenated. Even the aftermath of some of these unfortunate conditions coming back to the proper surface of the skin. This is Rosie. The dramatic difference you're seeing in the first two pictures on the left couldn't be seen by Rosie because she didn't take those pictures. Rosie actually believed that the products were not working. Rosie went to her doctor. That's who told Rosie about Alissa and also who took these pictures. And when Rosie told the doctor that the products didn't work, the doctor showed her these pictures. And I guess the rest of the story can be seen here. Everyone says they want to see how Alissa goes, but Rosie missed those moment by moment, day by day, week by week changes by not taking pictures. And you may miss it too, so take pictures because that's how you see how this goes. And for anything you can't take a picture of, keep a record, a written record instead. Before your Alissa arrives, make a list of everything about your health, inside out, outside in. It could be energy, stress, sleep, digestion, mental focus, muscle, joint comfort, endurance, workout, recovery, any specific thing about your health you want to track. Give it a score on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being very good. And then do this again after 7 days, 30, 60, 90 days, and so on. Some people notice results very quickly like Rosie, 7 weeks, others in 7 days. A lot of people can have an experience in around 7 minutes. However, some people need to apply more product, more time, more patience, generally when there's more going on with their health. What we know scientifically is that redox signaling molecules are redox signaling molecules. They are the same in you as they are in me, exactly the same as they are in animals and as they are in plants, as they are in bottles of Alissa products. Studies show Alissa redox products have an immediate positive effect. They work in every single person, every single time. Would be scientifically impossible for them to not work or hurt you. But what does differ from person to person is the time it takes them to notice the change. Dr. Moran here, this doctor did a little experiment on his very own face and used Renew 28 on only half of his face and not the other. Can you spot the difference? Renew 28 is not just for the face, arms, hands, bellies, buttocks, thighs, all over. Now, these pictures are actually from a study. This study was done by a world-leading laboratory because there were many reports coming in from around the world of people saying that their cellulite had disappeared while they were using Renew 28. So scientists set upon double-blind placebo controls clinical studies to see if there were any truth to these stories. What they found was after just 12 weeks, there was in fact a 16% reduction in the appearance of cellulite. And when these scientists did ultrasounds to try and discover why this was happening, they saw that the subcutaneous fat that was causing the cellulite was actually being dissolved from the use of Renew 28. So Renew 28 helps reduce the appearance of cellulite and wrinkles, enhancing skin texture, smoothing the skin, supporting surface skin cell renewal, not only for visibly younger looking skin, healthier skin. Renew 28 helps soothe skin discomfort after things such as perhaps shaving and or sun exposure. And Renew 28 is not just for the skin. It helps soothe discomfort around the body. And you can know if it works in about 10 minutes. If you have some discomfort around your body, rate that discomfort on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being most discomfort. Apply Renew 28 on the point of discomfort 3 times in 5 minutes. And usually 9 to 10 out of 10 people will notice a soothing or reduction of discomfort within approximately 10 minutes. Now, nothing I've said here today has been intended to diagnose anything that you're going through. And ASEA does not claim to treat or cure any diseases. I'm going to take a moment. If you could introduce our guest, please, Alissa, I would love to hear from him.
Absolutely. Thanks, Stevie, for that information about what a redox molecule is. I love how you really point out what it's not, because so many, myself included, I just branded it in, this is just another product, so it took me a while. But none other than Dan Doyle, who's here today to share us our story, kept hounding me. And thank goodness I listened to him, as so have thousands and thousands of others. Dan is one of the main global authorities here in ASEA throughout the world. And we're so grateful, Dan, for your dedication, your passion, and just how hard you work to get this out to people. I know your main goal is just to save as many people as you can. And we just want to all thank you for your hard work, even for people like me that takes a while of nagging. So thanks, Dan.
Well, I'm so grateful that you come on board. And while we have this opportunity, Alissa, I'd love you to touch on your story before I go into mine, if you don't mind.
Sure. I've got quite a few stories, but I guess the main one that, Dan, you're probably talking about is I'm a health practitioner. I specialize in pediatrics. And so I was looking for obviously the new research and what's up to date with children and health, and could just really see a difference in the strategies we've been using beforehand and the changes that's happened now, and that it's not as effective as it used to be 10 years ago. And so I had my own health challenges as well. And throughout one night, Googling on PubMed, so I was actually in the medical research section, these redox signaling molecules kept coming up. I was like, they sound familiar. And eventually I put redox signaling molecules into Google and found this beautiful blue bottle with the words ASEA on it and thought, that looks familiar. And sure enough, it was none other than the product I bought from Dan 4 years prior, to which I had ignored and put in the cupboard. So at midnight, 4 years later, I get to the cupboard, pulled out the Mix Master, pulled out everything. And yes, of course, it was the redox signaling molecules, ASEA. So that has had a huge benefit for me personally. My health has improved greatly on all different levels. And also just the ability now to be able to introduce this to our clinics and the difference that we're able to make. From my point of view, I think redox signaling molecules is the missing link to all of our health. Particularly here in Australia, our health industry, it is the one thing that we're missing. And when we add it in, it makes everything else work a treat, because these molecules are here to help your own body to heal themselves. So thanks, Dan, for nagging me, and that fact that I found it in my cupboard 4 years later.
Yeah, I think you just not for Australia, we're talking about every single country on the planet. The healthcare industry is letting us down everywhere. So happy that you saw the light and become the incredible leader that you have within the ASEA family. So thank you so much.
My pleasure. Thank you so much for sharing it with me.
All righty, now let me share my story, which a lot of you have heard. And if you want to hear it again, you can go to Real Redox Results, REAL, redoxresults.com, password Redox, all lowercase. It's a story that a lot of people do use to share with people about how powerful this product is. my story isn't the most impactful, but it still is a powerful story. This is what we do, exactly what Alissa's just done and Stevie did at the beginning of his presentation, is we share our stories. We are not here to sell you anything or convince you of anything. So you guys that are new to this call, you can definitely relax. We are here to share a gift, to share our stories, not to sell, but to tell. And we know what we've got our hands on, this incredible breakthrough technology that can empower the body to heal itself, a totally non-toxic product. And we know what we're dealing with and how we're battling the toxins of what we're intaking into our bodies through eating, drinking, and breathing. And that's the reason why our bodies break down, because our cells break down. So if somebody comes to us and says, I've got a heart problem, we say to them, you haven't got a heart problem, you have a cellular problem. We fix the cells, you don't have that issue anymore. Just to reiterate the company disclaimer before I go into my story, that these products, this technology isn't intended to treat, diagnose, cure, or prevent any disease or medical condition. But as I said, we have something that can empower the body to heal itself. And cheekily, we say that with long-term use of these products, and sometimes even short-term use, these products are a cure for skepticism, as it cured my father's skepticism within 2 months of taking the product. And after 2 months, he started screaming this out to the whole world with what it did for him. So without any further ado, just to touch on my story, I know we're running very late on time and Stevie needs to finish the rest of this presentation. But I grew up in Sydney, Australia, playing many sports. This was one of them. The reason I'm showing you this photo is because this is the start of me being a young entrepreneur in the health and fitness industry. This is when I was 24 years old. And I also used to excel in doing and playing a lot of sports: rugby, judo, gymnastics, aerobics, surfing, and bodybuilding. Needed to be a product of the product. I needed to sell the things that I had in my bodybuilding shop, my fitness shop. I had a gym back then. I had multiple businesses in the health and fitness industry. I was bouncing at the time as a job on the side for fun and for some extra dollars as well. But this is the start of me being a young entrepreneur. 20 years later, from the age 24 to 44, not a bodybuilder anymore, but still looking after my health. This is a picture of me. And this is going to the gym every single morning, doing more cardiovascular work, and no, not doing weights anymore. I wanted to be the best physical version of a 50-year-old that I could be. And so this is 44 leading to 50. And I thank God I was in this condition, because if I wasn't, I wouldn't have found a little tiny lump underneath my left rib, which I got from using the weed killer Roundup. And unfortunately, 6 months later in 2011, doctors gave me some bad news. This is a photo of me on the right. No hair from the top of my head to my toes. What I went through in that hospital, I wouldn't wish on my worst enemy. This is a very fake smile, because I was with a hero of mine, Johnny Manor, who played the highest levels of rugby in Australia. 21 years of age in this photo. Already been through all those hospital visits and was in remission at this time, going back to playing those high levels of rugby. After this photo was taken, his issue came back. He went into hospital, started losing all his hair, started losing all his weight, and unfortunately we lost him at the age of 23 years old. Very, very sad story. End of my 2.5 years of visits, my doctors told me to get my affairs in order. I was very angry with that, thinking that they're the experts and I was going to be okay. I was one of these guys who, if I went to the doctors, it was the doctors that looked after my health, not myself. I could have done a lot better. So I tell you, I've learned since then. And hopefully you guys take a notice on this call. Take the responsibility of your health into your own hands. You don't want to depend on the doctors for your health. At the end of when I went through 2.5 years of it, my doctors told me to get my affairs in order. And when I was told that, I did some research. Research led to an alkaline diet and did all those things that Stevie talked about at the beginning of this call. I went on to nutritional supplements, super juices, antioxidants, alkaline water, all these things, magic magnets, you name it. I did it back then, trying to find a solution for my health. And I can tell you, 2 years of looking after myself, taking the responsibility of my health back into my own hands, unfortunately, probably was a little bit too late. Probably kept me here longer though, which I was very fortunate that I did look after myself, and maybe from how they treated me in that hospital, maybe that kept me here for a little bit longer too. But this is a picture of me looking after my own health for 2 years. My blood works were still heading in the wrong direction. I was still in a lot of trouble with my health. You can tell by the way I looked here. A friend of mine reached out, Bart Cotter. He said, I think I found something that can help. Long story short, flew to Salt Lake City, started on the Redox molecules, 3 hours going through a major detox. In 12 hours, a 20-year stomach problem had gone away, a caffeine intolerance. And in 48 hours, all the lung damage from what they put me through in that hospital where I was having trouble breathing and talking at the same time, my lungs were functioning perfect. Went back home, kept drinking the molecules. 12 months later, doctors give me some good news. This is the day they told me no sign of those 2 major health challenges. Not only that, multiple injuries from playing sports that were turning into that crippling issue as people get older. 20 years of pollen problems, sneezing, runny nose, and a list of a whole other things that I had. Whole body was broken down in my 40s from playing so many sports and everything else that, you know, I did over many, many years of damaging my body, taking it to the condition it was in. And my whole body was built within 12 months and 12 months of taking this product. So that was my journey back to health. Fast forward another 2 years, 3 years on the product. And this is where I always like to go back. 2014, what you're seeing here, the condition of my skin was a reflection of what was going on the inside at that time. 2015, whole body rebuilt, but my skin was still a reflection of what was going on possibly on the inside at that time. 3 years on the product, whole skin had cleared up, looking much better. My complexion was a reflection of what was going on the inside at that time. So that was my journey back to health, back to looking younger and feeling younger. The biggest regret that I've got with Alissa and sharing this with people is not sharing this with people from day one. This product is scientifically impossible not to work. So I think back in that first 5 months, being selfish, not sharing this with people, how many people I affected in a negative way? People that didn't know about this that I could have helped, but I didn't because I was looking after myself. So make sure that if you guys are going to take the product, don't say, I'm just going to try this. I'm going to try this to see if it works and then I'm going to help others. You can be helping others while helping yourself and see miracles happening around you, as I eventually did whilst I was getting my own product experience. I saw miracles happening in other people. As I share this with people, I say the business saved my life. If it wasn't for the business model behind the product, behind the technology, the company would not have sent me thank you checks for helping people. Thank you checks which I invested into more product for my own health, and the rest there is history. Always looking for a legacy to leave to the world, something to be remembered by. I tried to do that through traditional business, could never do it. This is the first thing that I've been able to do that with. I have and am leaving my legacy to the world, as the founders have of this company. They didn't sell out to the pharmaceutical industry. Stevie's going to go through that. Alissa and Stevie are also leaving their legacy to the world. This is the most compelling opportunity that I have ever come across in my entire life. There's no other shinier object out there. As I said on the last call, this is a very shiny object. You've got a vehicle that can potentially take people back to their health, but also can take people to wherever they want to go financially. And with that, I'm going to hand back to Stevie just to touch on the business, the opportunity, the potential of what this can do for you, and the legacy that you can leave to your family. Thanks, Stevie. Back over to you.
Thanks very much, Dan. And mate, a big heartfelt thank you to you. And I'm grateful for you for believing in me and being one of those key people in my life who has shown me how to believe and become more. So sincere thank you, mate. Sincere thank you. Folks, with every great breakthrough comes great opportunity. And Alissa is a life-changing breakthrough. And that's created a life-changing financial opportunity to better people's lives, to be a force for good in the world, to make a living while doing such. Now, Alissa is the world's first and only redox signaling supplement in the world for two very simple reasons. First, for nearly 3 decades now, no one other than just one man, Dr. Gary L. Samuelson, medical atomic physicist, has been able to figure out how to create and stabilize redox signaling molecules outside of the body. For the 2 decades before Dr. Samuelson's breakthrough work, science had declared that this was impossible. And 2, Alissa is heavily patented But not only is ASEA not allowed to be copied, ASEA can't be copied because there's no way to look into a bottle of ASEA and figure out how to reverse engineer it, because there are trade secrets in the making of ASEA. So it can't be copied. That means we have no copycats, and that means no competition. No one in the world has what ASEA has. No one. And no other product in the world can do what ASEA does. None of them. Nothing else in the world can get to the depth and level of achievement in the human body as what ASEA can. Because Redox works in everyone. Everybody needs Redox because nothing in the body works as well or at all, in fact, without Redox. And Redox can't hurt anybody. No other product can make that claim. No juice, pills, super shake, fancy water, or CBD oil, or whatever. ASEA holds massive opportunities, therefore, across all health science sectors: healthcare, wellness, sports science, athletic performance, beauty, skincare, aging, longevity. These are multi-trillion-dollar industries. And again, ASEA is the only company in the world that the world can get a Redox supplement from. ASEA is an entrepreneur's dream. Our mission here at ASEA is to better people's lives and to be a force for good in the world. We can't do that on our own, and so we look for people to help spread the word. ASEA gives you the opportunity to earn money just by sharing Redox with others. So for people looking for either an extra or a part-time or a full-time or maybe a big-time or legacy-leaving income, for people who have dreams of a better life, income, lifestyle, there are levels of commissions to meet whatever levels of ambitions. To be able to afford you making your goals, dreams, and desires a reality, ASEA helps you create an income that is both residual and leveraged. You receive a residual income from the first and all of the repeated purchases made by everyone you refer to ASEA. Excuse me. And because you can refer as many people as you like, the residual income potential is unlimited. On top, you also receive unlimited leveraged residual income from all of the repeated purchases made by every single person your contacts and others also refer. And there's no limits to how far and wide these referrals can go. So just like when you recommend a good movie, TV series, restaurant, cafe, book, food, homewares, beauty products, health products, or whatever, people tell people who then tell even more people, and it goes on and on. Word of mouth marketing is the oldest and still today #1 most powerful and effective form of marketing in the world. There's no limits, especially with how connected the world is in today's age. Word spreads worldwide. ASEA is currently in 35 countries and opening up new markets every year. Based on existing trends, the annual turnover is projected to exceed $500 million in the next 5 years. Residual income is impressive, but more so, it's important. You have residual bills. So why not residual income? Do you know what happens to most people by the time they're 65? Out of every 100 people, only 1 is wealthy. Only 3 are financially secure. 7 must still work to survive. At 65, not working because they want to, but working because they have to. They're a slave to the dollar. And 74 out of every 100 people are dependent on welfare by 65. So what's going wrong? What is one of the main financial principles that the top 4% seem to have figured out that the other 81% didn't? It's how to make money that is no longer dependent on their paid by the hour, selling time for money, labor or own activity job, otherwise known as active income. Look, sooner or later, you won't be able to be as active as you are right now. And that means you won't be able to have as much active income as you have right now. This may be even more concerning if you're thinking, well, my active income already isn't enough as it is. This is one of the big problems 81% of people get trapped in. Money is an excellent servant, but a terrible master. If you don't find a way to make money while you sleep, you'll be a slave for money until you die. Now, I'm not saying jobs are bad. They're a great place to start for most of us. And if you truly do love your job, keep it. You're blessed. But still, find a way to make money outside of your job that won't interfere with what you're currently doing, because only relying on a single source of active income is not smart and dangerous to your financial security. So for people who are smart, who've been wanting to be in the right place at the right time, who are able to recognize a good thing, who decide to take control of their finances and their freedom, for people who aren't happy with the amount of money they have to, that they make now, or how they have to make it. For people who have dreams and want a better life, ASEA is a significant opportunity to be paid a significant residual income from the inevitable growth of its global expansion to afford you those dreams and give you that real freedom. Now, there's nothing better at the end of the day than making a living from bettering people's lives. That's what you get to do with ASEA. Who we become, what we do, is the biggest reward over and above any riches it will make us. Now, you can make great money here, that's for sure. And you can even be rewarded on top with all expenses paid trips to 5-star luxury locations all around the world, have a really great time, meeting great people, making great friends, having great experiences, and a great lifestyle. But really, at the end of the day, it's the effect we have on others that is one of the most valuable currencies there is. And that is the heart of ASEA. And it was demonstrated here. Because the truth is, after big pharmaceutical companies were shown tens of millions of dollars and 17 years worth of powerful research, clinical studies proving ASEA, those big drug companies offered to pay huge sums of money for the sole and exclusive rights to the ASEA Redox technology. However, they wanted ASEA to shut down and they wanted everyone taken off Redox. But thankfully, the founders of ASEA, Virtus and his son Tyler Norton, had the great foresight to see grave concerns and consequences in such a deal. Because Virtus and Tyler saw people who went from severe health challenges that once left them and their doctors feeling hopeless, like Dan's, to then experiencing life-changing power from Redox. And when Virtus and Tyler saw this, they were filled with a great sense of purpose and responsibility to get this breakthrough for humanity out to the world. And so they couldn't, in good conscience, sell out. And so they didn't. They said no to the payout and yes to the people. For Virtus and Tyler, what had once started as just a very big business play had now become more. The ASEA founders turned down the huge sum of money from big pharmaceutical companies, deciding to go the supplement route rather than the drug route, in order to expedite the availability of this technology globally, making it available immediately to everyone without a prescription. One of ASEA's foremost guiding principles was demonstrated here, as is perpetually demonstrated in every decision they make. And that is to always put people and principles before ego and economics. The ASEA founders and corporate team come from very big backgrounds, up to Fortune 50 backgrounds. They're exceptionally experienced in running very big, profitable, famous household name companies. But their corporate soul revolves around putting people first, having an impact, making a difference, helping others to believe, belong, and become more, to be a force for good in the world. So you're in very good hands. Get back with the person who shared this with you. Let them know what stood out to you the most. If you have any questions, ask them. They can point you to where you can find the answers easily. There's plenty of university studies, but most importantly, hundreds of thousands of real people's life-changing redox experiences for you to see ASEA is the real deal. So do you want to be happier and healthier? Do you want to live younger, longer? You may just want to become an ASEA customer. Or do you have dreams, desires? Do you want to be, do, have, and give more? Do you want to help people be happier and healthier? Do you want better life, income, lifestyle? Do you want to increase the prosperity of the planet? Do you want to make a difference in the world? Become part of this Redox reality and you can become more. If you'll just pass this information on for many, many others, you can better the lives of many, many others, and your life will become better in many, many ways. Thank you very much for spending this time with me. May you always be happy and well. Thank you very much, Alissa.
Stevie, thank you for that amazing presentation. I think it's so amazing when you look at that chart, Stevie, about what are we doing with our wealth, let alone our health, and what better way to be able to help people and also help ourselves and help families. So I'm so blessed to be a part of Redox and ASEA and the amazing culture that it is here in this company. So guys, if you are inspired by this presentation and you're inspired to help your own health or your own life and those around you, please get back to the person that came to you and ask more questions. We do often have question and answers here, but We had such an amazing presentation before that we were running a bit late. So please ask all of your questions with the person that got you to come and have a look at this little webinar. And Dan, I think there's a little promo that might need to be announced quickly for the US team.
Yeah, just for North America, for USA and Canada, anybody who's got an existing account, you can actually go back in and order some additional product, 2 cases of ASEA, 2 cases of Renew, or a case of Renew 28 and one of the skincare, and ASEA will just send you 2 tubes of Renew 28, 6 sample tubes of Renew 28, and you can also, there is a promo code which will give you 1 tube Renew 28 on your next auto ship as well. So same thing, go back to the person who introduced you if you don't know about that, get in the system, open up an account, you can get additional product with a whole heap of free product.
What a gift. ASEA just keeps on giving, don't they? And Australia, we do have a promo coming out. It'll be launched, I think it's the 1st of December. So keep your eyes out for what that is for us down here in Australia. I know, you know, being able to give the gift of Redox, particularly at this time of year, you know, Christmas coming up, it's an absolute great gift to give to your family and friends because it's going to help them with their health. So thank you all for being here. Thank you, Stevie, for your amazing presentation. And Dan, for your inspirational story yet again. We really appreciate your time, and all of you that are here watching, you know, we know you can't get your time back, so thank you for giving it to us today, and we hope that we have inspired you and given you some hope for the future. So we'll see you here again next week, same time, same channel.
And Stevie, I'll see you in 16 hours for another call.
16 hours, mate. Thank you.
16 hours. Thank you for getting up. Thank you for getting up at 5 a.m. in the morning. So anybody who wants to come back on a call, whatever time zone you're in, we are on again in 16 hours. So work that out in your time zone.
That sounds like harder work when you say 16 hours instead of tomorrow.
Yeah, tomorrow. Tomorrow, 16 hours from now.
Awesome.
You're more dedicated than me. I can't get up that early. I'll do the midnight one.
Aloha from Hawaii. Mahalo, guys.
Ciao.
Yay from
See
Australia.
ya. Bye.